Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Couple brothers from GMS Houston coming to you with another Thursday lesson. But before we get started, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the elder apostles, the elders, the elder bishops, a great millstone as GMS. Double honors to their elder high priest who taught them this truth. Peace and blessings to the Akim and a few Akwat across the four winds. You know, the brother, he sent this article in our group chat for our Thursday, and it was very interesting, you know, in the times that we're in, you know, with it being so-called Thanksgiving, or as we call it here at Great Millstone, you know, Thanksgiving, you know.
God.
Yeah, you know, Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, it goes into how he pretty much was destroying the so-called Native Americans, which would be the tribes of Reuben and Gad of the nation of Israel, you know, and how he pretty much labeled them as what? As black, you know, grouping them with the Southern Kingdom, which is another fucking cut to you niggas that be saying the Native Americans and Latinos are not Israelites, when even in this article, it don't touch on it, but if you go into other articles about the so-called Latinos or the Hispanics, you know, how they're Israelites too. They went through the same thing. Like, I always like to mention, especially when we're on the block, you know, how the so-called Native Americans and Latinos went on slave ships first. And, you know, yeah, Christopher Columbus or Cristobal Colon, you know, coming over here to the Western Hemisphere where the Northern Kingdom, you know, pretty much migrated to, but they were getting transported to Portugal and Spain mainly. You know, and then you have the triangular trade, the sub-Saharan slave trade. You know, we all have been exported on ships, imported on ships, imported and exported. Yeah, you know. But we just kind of wanted to highlight a few points in this article, and then I know he pulled up something else also that kind of goes into this other devil. What's his name? Walter Pleckert or something like that. Yeah, this fucking devil.
Walter Ashby Pleckert.
Yeah, it's Edomite, self-proclaimed white man. You know, who supposedly has authority, but you know the Lord gave them authority. They didn't get it on their own, but they got it through their blessing. You know, which was the sword. The thief cometh not but to steal and to kill. But let me grab this one first. Job chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? You know, the book, who is Esau Edom? That's not Japhetic people on the cover of that book. It's self-proclaimed white people. You know, the Caucasians. And the brother was looking up, you know, definitions of Caucasians, and you know, the AI, which Esau Edom, he's been inputting false information into the AI now to cause more confusion. So this is how you know this is Babylon the Great. You know, they don't want the truth to get out. You got it, brother. You gonna say something?
Yeah, I'm gonna get that in Daniel.
Okay, come on, let me finish this out though. So the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. Yahweh is the Most High, whom the word ignorantly calls God. His only begotten Son is Yahweh Shai. You know, the earth was given into the wicked. The wicked. You have three classifications of people: the sons of God, which are the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and we've been scattered across the four winds. So we look like all the other nations also. Let me finish this off, Salakia. And he covered the faces of the judges thereof, you know, painted the likeness of his images. You know, I like this, the pale male. You know, no other heathen nation have done that. But back to the other classifications. So you have the sons of God, which are the Israelites. You have the sons of man, which are the other heathen nations. You know, the Hamitic nations. You know, Ishmael, which would be like the Arabs, Moab and Ammon, the Chinese and the Japanese. You got the Japhetic people, which are like the Polynesians and the Samoans. And then you have the sons of the wicked, which is Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. If you can't see that he's wicked in 2024 going into 2025, then, you know, we don't know what to tell you, man. What you got, brother?
This is a Daniel chapter 4 and verse 17. It says, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones," to going into the prophets, you know, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the bases of men.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord has set up the basis of men to rule in this time, and we can tell who that is by his track record. I mean, look at the decrees that he has done to the Native Americans, right? I guess I'll just read that real quick.
Yeah, you can read
It
whatever
says,
you got. We can jump, and Salaki, we're gonna jump between a couple articles because he's gonna have some article on his page, and I'm gonna have one on my page. But we're gonna be jumping back and forth. But Lord willing, is edifying. You got it.
Yeah, kind of says some white Richmonders, though, weren't satisfied. They worried about a loophole in the law that would dilute the purity of white blood, and we know that the Heavenly Father set it up to where you are what your father is, and there's no such thing as white people. He prescribed himself as being white, being pure, but he's the basis of men. He's the lowest of the low. And it says,
if I can make a quick point too, the Richmonders, there's Richmond, Virginia, part of the 13 colonies, something we was talking about too, and they were calling themselves Puritans, which is going into pure. They were supposed to be so-called Christians, which we know the real anointed ones are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And Esau Edom knew that. That's why you'll see the slave signs and it'll say Negroes for sale. And then that's why he grouped us all together as Negroes, calling us black, void of light.
And some of the signs would say Israelites. Some of the signs would say Israelites. But, he's covered all of that up now. Just like his AI and iconoclasm, he goes back and scrubs these things, to hide the truth. But it says, let's go back. They worried about a loophole in the law that would dilute the purity of Edomite blood, leading Edomite supremacy, had wanted the Racial Integrity Act to solidify Virginia's Israelite, Edomite racial binary. To do so, they called for the act to erase the presence of the native people. In the coming decades, some use the act to do this, engaging in a form of bureaucratic genocide to recast native people as black, rendering them less visible in the historical record, and the legacies of these policies endure to this day. Yeah, so I mean, Esau Edom he's cast a cover. Well, essentially what he did, he went against the Heavenly Father, because as it states in the scriptures, you are what your father is. So this one drop rule, this 1/16 rule, all of these is bullshit. Those are prescribed. What was that? Isaiah 10:1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and write grievousness which they have prescribed." And that's what he did. It's an unrighteous decree. Saying saying that you're anything other than what your father is. That's unrighteous.
Yeah. And it's spiritual too, because one thing that's come out, Elder Malcolm, it goes into back in 1681, 1682. What did they do? They prescribed. They wrote into law what?
White.
Call themselves, themselves so-called white. Deeming us black. Which I thought was real spiritual when I first read the article. Seeing that it took place in Virginia. And again, with these two articles, they're virtually the same, but I believe it's two different authors or something like that. But they're virtually the same, pretty much the same information. So, there's really no big difference on that. But you have another precept or something, brother? John chapter 10, verse 10. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. Now, for starters, it's starting off, this was originally for the wicked scribes and Pharisees, but we can apply this to Esau Edom. Because what did he do? He stole the people, the apple of the Lord's eye, what else he does? He steals, kills, and destroys. Destroying our heritage. Killing off our people. You see a lot of children in this photo on my phone, but a lot of those children were put to death or sacrificed. They've been finding a lot of. You'll see, like the last couple of years, you'll see a lot of articles where it's coming up to where these, I guess, wherever these so-called churches are, or these, I don't even know how to explain it. I guess trying to see reprogramming type. These boarding schools, So they've been finding a lot of bones from the Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes all over the so-called United States. Which is another sign of showing that both Northern and Southern Kingdom are here in captivity, and this is going to be our last captivity.
Because I guess what they call them reclassification, but boarding schools, and they're finding mass graves, all over. That didn't Biden. He gave him an apology. I mean, what the hell is that gonna do? What's that gonna do? After killing, murdering and raping children and separating them from their families, and then you're gonna give them a bullshit ass apology?
In the casino.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
This devil, man, he's got to be taken out of power.
Let me read this. Psalms 58:3. The wicked, Esau, Edom, self-proclaimed white men, are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So all they do is lie. They'll lie and tell you that the Native Americans were savages. Well, they were so savage that they were teaching you how to hunt and how to survive in certain areas when you arrive. Our brothers and sisters were such savages to where you had to plague them with with diseases,
steal their land.
With
smallpox.
disease, smallpox on blankets. Killing off all the buffalo. Stealing the animals that was here in this land. That just goes to show you that that's the wicked, man. Like, why would you kill thousands upon buffaloes, man? Buffaloes play an important role. Buffalo meat is actually really good. It's a lawful thing to eat, animal to eat. And then also, buffalo fur, it keep you warm. And then, Jake was Jacob, short for Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Yeah, walking around with some buffalo fur. Hey, Jacob, as they say in the world now, we put that shit on, But now you look in this picture on my page that, we dress like Edomites, with the dress shirt and ties and suits and shit. Even though the suits be made out of wool and, you got the cotton dress shirts, but we wasn't dressing like that, man. Our women had modest apparel. You will see pictures of the so-called Latinos and Hispanics or the Native Americans here rocking the fringes, Hey, even my garment, at the bottom of my garment, it goes to at an angle, like kind of like a triangle, and you see pictures of a lot of Native Americans, Latinos with their garments cut like that. I didn't pick up on it at first when I first purchased the garment. I just liked the way it looked, and then I kept seeing actual pictures of the Northern Kingdom brothers rocking that type of garment. They kind of boosted my spirit. Like, hey, that's my brothers and sisters. Like, that's our heritage. That's what we rock. That's a part of the law. But you had something, brother? The Jeremiah.
God, I get it. This is Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. It says, "And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever."
Yeah, so it seems like a long time since, we pissed off Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's why, we're over here due to what? Us being in captivity. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. We would go on slave ships again and again. Northern and Southern Kingdom all have been on slave ships. There wasn't no carnival cruise. You weren't on there playing games and stuff. We was crammed in there like sardines, people urinating, defecating, and having babies, and you got period blood. I hate to be so graphic, but that's just what was really going on. Our women get ravished, getting thrown off the ship, if you were rebelling, getting fed to the sharks. But that's just how Esau Edom, he was trying to cut us off because he knew that we're the Israelites. We're God's chosen people. He wants to cut us off and discontinue from our heritage. And it says, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in a land which thou knowest not. Our land is Israel. We didn't really know this land like that. Of course, King Solomon, would travel here, but it was to get like exotic animals and other resources and etc. But once we started dwelling here, hey, the Northern Kingdom thought they were were free or whatnot, but even still, they wasn't really praising Yahweh, in the righteous sense. But you got it, brother. You just gonna say something, Salaki?
Lie.
Okay, good. That Micah.
Yeah, I can get it. Micah. Khan. This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand."
The Job 9:24. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked.
Khan.
So they have the power in their hand to do so. To do what? To do what they do. To rule in righteousness with the sword, which is their blessing, that they received from Isaac. Isaac gave Esau the blessing. He wept because, you got it.
Like you said, and that's that Daniel,
Mm-hmm.
The Most High has set up the basis of men. So it's in his power, the Most High put it in his power to do these things. We can't forget that this is our punishment, We're going through a punishment because of the things that we did. But there's an end to the punishment. And guess what? Esau Edom, he's going to get his. He's going to get to receive his. That vagabond and that fugitive is
He's going to be captured.
Yeah, his son, his sins are going to catch up to him. And he has to pay. It's only fair, recompense.
Yeah, the lies of iniquity, man. Iniquity is sin upon sin. Mm-hmm. Proverbs 4:16, for they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. So they don't get no rest until they see us fall, till they see us in a low state. They want to bring us down to the base state that they're in. They want us to be like them because they know if we're dwelling in wickedness, that means that we're far off from Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. We're not going to have our full strength. We're not going to have our full power. And that's why we need new bodies, and that's why we need Yahweh to send Yahweh Shai to come save us. The Lord is going to set up one that is profitable, which is Yahweh Shai, King David, and 144,000 men to put the earth back into its righteous order.
But yeah, they've studied the scriptures and they understand, like what in Judah, I think it's chapter 5, where it goes into, if we sin against our power, that that the Most High is against us, and that's what they continually do. Like they continually cause us to go off from serving our power. So guess what? The curses were poured upon us, and now we're destroyed, according to Deuteronomy chapter 28. We have been destroyed, and Esau just furthering our affliction. But let me get that. Micah. This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 2, and it says, "And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage." And that's in the article. They're taking away a man's heritage. Yeah, we are brothers or cousins. The northern tribe and the southern tribe, but they reclassified these people, the natives, as being Negroes, so they couldn't essentially, because the so-called white man just wants to be he wants to be in charge. He thinks that he's above everybody and everybody else is beneath him, so let's lump them all together.
Yeah, he's showing himself that he is God. Like he really believes that he's the Most High. Mm-hmm. So as we read in Job 9:24, that's why he painted over Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and called them God and Jesus Christ. So that our people can worship Him. You don't think that's what they were pushing on these at these what they call these boarding schools? You don't think that they were pushing so-called Christianity? Because even in the photo here, it says a 1942 photo of a class in front of the Indian View church built in 1925. Who you think built that? And why they calling them Indian? That's Reuben and Gad. They're not no fucking Indians.
God.
You know, in a real church, you know, is the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites. We make up the real church. You know, we're the real body of the church. We're the house of David. You know.
God. Let me read on this article right here.
You got it.
It says Walter Ashby Plecker,
A devil, a deceiver.
in charge of the state's vital statistic records, employed the law to classify all Virginians as white or colored, and to classify the state's Indians, natives, as colored. Plecker believed that some African Americans were attempting to pass as natives, and feared that natives would attempt to pass as Edomites. He obsessively documented each and every birth and marriage registration submitted to his agency, and manipulated and distorted records to show that the genealogical heritage of Virginia's natives was so intermixed with Virginia's African Americans that no real Indians or natives existed. So, you know, he was a straight up demon. Yeah, that dude was a straight up demon.
Yeah, and when I had pulled up the picture before we started, and I showed the brother, I was like, look at him. You know, he had this prideful look in his eye. He looked like a fucking devil. He looked like a demon. Like, as they say in the real now, he was on demon time. Yeah, he was on demon time because he was seeking to destroy our nation. He didn't want us to thrive, you know?
God.
You have some more in that article? Or that you want to touch on?
Yeah, well, I mean, I can read it. It says, Plecker's obsession with the racial integrity is well in evidence in the December 1943 letter and list of surnames by county of families that he believed were trying to pass for white or native. So this devil was out, you know, he was out checking people to see if, oh well, you darker than a brown paper bag, so no, you can't be white. This devil, oh my God.
Yeah, and that's going to be the same thing that's going to happen today. You know, since Trump is in office, hey, there's going to be a lot of Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans going to be getting sent back, you know, across the border. They're going to be sending them, you know, ICE. It's going to be revamped, you know, to the max. You know, the UN troops too. You're going to have the National Guard. You know, they're going to be sending a lot of people, you know, out of the country. A lot of people are going to be getting moved around. A lot of people are going to get sent to concentration camps. You might not even actually leave the so-called United States. You know, they might tell your family that you got sent back, but you might be in North Carolina or Tennessee, you know, where they're building these FEMA camps right now. You know, the brothers, the beloved Elder Tazapah and the brother Kwarai Ba was going into, I call it, some portions of their live video earlier. They were going into that about the FEMA camps being built, and I think it was in Asheville. It's, you know, it's going down, and they're gonna have FEMA camps all over. I know here in Houston, it's a lot of abandoned like Walmarts and Costco's or whatnot. These big grocery stores, like over there by the stadium, it was a Sprouts I used to go to from time to time, but that Sprouts it abruptly shut down. You know.
God. Let me get this. It says the Racial Integrity Act of 1924 recognized only two races, and these are this is a covering cast over people because these are not race. I mean these are not races. You know, white and colored. It says it recognizes only two races, white and colored, and those are not races. Those are not nationalities. I mean, because you are the race of your father, you know. And I mean, we can't say that enough. You are what your father is. You know, if you plant an apple seed in Jamaica, you're gonna have an apple tree. If you plant an apple seed in California, you're gonna have an apple tree. I mean, The same with humans. You know, if a man plants his seed, it doesn't matter where he plants it or what woman. To debunk that, you know, it has to be an Israelite woman. No, that's false. That's a false narrative. The man has the seed. So if he plants his seed, then his child is whatever he is. So, you know, this is a false narrative. This is some bullshit that a so-called Edomite has come up with to, to fool the nations. It says, but the act required that a racial description of every person be recorded at birth and made marriage between white persons and non-white persons a felony. Plecker developed the racial criteria behind the act and adhered strictly to the one-drop rule, a historical term originated in the South that holds that a person with any trace of, it says African ancestry is considered black. And the Racial Integrity Act was subject to the you can read the rest of that Pocahontas exception. I mean, it's a
we're not demon. African. Yeah, we're not African. That's the Hamites.
Con.
We were just dwelling in Africa because we were fleeing Esau, Edom, and fucking Rome.
Con.
You know, we was trying to get away from his ass. But he gonna follow us to destroy us because he was trying to get that birthright back, which wasn't really for him anyway. You know, even though he was the firstborn, but hey, that wasn't for you Edomites. You know that the promise was through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not Abraham, Isaac, and Esau. You know, so things just have to play out how it's supposed to play out in the scriptures. How the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai said it to be.
Yeah, let me get that.
Let me grab this real quick. What you finna grab?
1 Timothy.
Let me get this real quick.
Right.
Numbers 1:18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families. You know, pedigrees goes pretty much into your lineage, you know. By the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. You know, so it's by the house of their fathers, like the brother was going into. Like, you are what your father is. You know, you can't come out as mixed. How could you be mixed if only one parent has a seed, only one parent has a sperm?
What was that? There it is.
Even in Esau's so-called science, which that brother finna go into, he'll tell you in bio that sperm swims to the egg. How can sperm swim if it's dead? You know, and the females have an egg. Men have a sperm. As a matter of fact, one thing I learned in bio, I was blown away. You know, our nutsack, or what they call the family jewels, it houses over 100 million sperm, you know, per ejaculation. And a lot of sperm dies off. So, hey, what you got it, brother?
I've got, well, in that article, it said that how to define progeny or interracial sex. But okay, we looked up the word progeny. Where'd it go? And it says a descendant or descendants of persons, animal, or plant offspring. So it's like, okay, so how are you going to classify somebody based on what they look like and not based on who they come from? You know, it's just, you know, like let me get it. It says, this is 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 20. It says, O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust. Avoid profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called. And that's, you know, that's some of Esau's pseudoscience. You know, some of his, the one drop rule. I mean, that's a bunch of bullshit. Because as the brother stated in Numbers, you know, you're counted by who your father is. And point blank, period. It is what it is.
And as we read in Psalms 58:3, as soon as he come out of the womb, he speaks lies. That's what he does. You know, the rebirth and the renaissance. You know, that's, you know, rebirth is symbolic of what? Coming out of the womb again, being born again. And what did he do? He spread lies. He spread deceit. That was pretty much, and that was pretty much all. Let me read this. I like it. Habakkuk chapter 2 I was supposed to bring these out a little earlier, Salakia. Habakkuk chapter 2, I'm going to start at 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. So Esau Edom, hey, he's not upright.
Yeah.
You know, nothing he does is righteous, man. He's in the righteous order of being wicked. We give him that. But at the end of the day, he can't do anything just. You know, he doesn't have faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You can see that in the small hats today. You know, they're saying they're God's chosen people, but they don't even believe on Yahweh Shai. They don't even reverence him. They act like he's a super regular guy. You know.
Well, actually, the small hats say that he's in hot excrement. You know, in their Babylonian Talmud. You know, they don't even go by the scriptures.
But the second half of that, but the just shall live by his faith. Yeah, that's going to be into the elect. The elect of the nation of Israel is going to live by faith. You know, the Lord is going to wake up the elect. You know, you can't deceive the elect at the end of the day, as the scriptures say. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Yeah, he's gonna fill up your head with his philosophies. You know, his wine. He's proud as hell. He believed that he's God. He believed that he's better. But as we read, he's a base man. He's the lowest of the fucking low. You know, it's clips now on YouTube when you see Caucasians or Edomite male and females talking about how they only bathe, you know, once maybe twice a week. Or they'll just let the soap and water run on them, or they'll just, you know, get in the pool. They'll get in the pool and they'll use the pool and the chlorine to say that they've been clean. Come on, that's a base man.
Yeah, they try and say that you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are poor because you use a rag. But when's the last time you wash your dishes? You know, when you spray soap on them and just rinse them off. But that's Esau Edom. He's a base man. You know.
Yeah, he neither keepeth at home. He's everywhere trying to steal people resources. That we read John 10 and 10. The thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy. That's all he wants to do. He wants to steal your resources. He wants to kill off the males.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to destroy your land. You know, and then build up on it and put concrete everywhere and put chemical factories and so on and so forth.
Yeah, railroad tracks in your neighborhood.
Finishing off in Habakkuk 2 and 5, who enlargeth his desire is hell. I love that portion because the Lord put it on the spirit of Jake in the world. They'll say, oh, he is hell. Yeah. But that should be mainly for Esau Edom. You know, he's hell, man.
Yeah.
This fucking devil, and is as death. He's the border of wickedness, man. Everything he touches, he destroys, and cannot be satisfied. You know, he can't have enough. You know, he wants to. We was talking about that on the block. He hoards everything instead of spreading the wealth. You know, you're supposed to spread the wealth within your nation.
I mean, the world is a vast place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's enough resources on the earth for all mankind. You know, but the rulership, you know, that's in power now is a hoarder. You know, he's a hoarder. He's a niggard.
Yeah,
you know, he wants to call, you know, you Israelites niggers, but he's a niggard because he's stingy. He's stingy as hell. He don't even help his own people. I mean, look at the state of the world.
I wanted to get that word niggard in etymology. Mean or stingy person. That fits Esau Edom. He's mean. He's stingy, man. You know, he gonna keep taxing you, but he'll have tax breaks and loopholes like we were reading. You know, because a lot of those loopholes with the so-called Native Americans was to grab up their land. You know, it was that Flowers on the Blood Moon. I always butcher the title of that movie, but that's what they were doing. You know, trying to snatch up the land in Oklahoma. You know. That wasn't the only place that they did it. But finishing off in the Habakkuk 2 and 5, just the last portion, but gathered unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. As the brother was going into.
And he put to himself all people. But let me get this. This is Psalms chapter 50 and verse 21, it says, "These things hast thou done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes." So yeah, Esau Edom thinks that, that all of the things that he's doing, that the Lord is with him because, because the Lord put the power in his hands. And the Lord hasn't been checking him on it. He's just been letting him run rampant. But guess what? The Lord said that he's going to set things in order before thine eyes. So that's what we're waiting on. That's what we're waiting on, because Yahweh Shah is coming back, and he's not going to meet you as a man to take this devil out of rulership.
I had two quick ones.
Mm-hmm.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8 verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart or the mind of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. So just because he hasn't been punished yet, he believes that, hey, he can keep going, he can keep going, he can keep going. But at the end of the day, the Lord Yahweh is going to send Yahweh Shah. He's going to come as a thief in the night. And when he comes, hey, he's not going to meet thee as a man. He's coming to destroy and deliver. He's going to destroy you heathen nations. As the scriptures say, he's going to, upon his head is going to be many crowns. He's going to take all of you heathens out of rulership. And he's going to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel, which would be the 1/3 and the 144,000 within that 1/3. And you had 144,000 men, which is the 12,000 men from the 12 tribes of Israel. And then the 1/3 would be the innumerable multitude, which is the men and women and children of the nation of Israel. Whether you look like the heathen nations or not, as long as your lineage goes back to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that we read in Numbers 1 and 18, Romans 8 and 16. Their spirit bear witness with our spirit that they are the children of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that they are Israelites, And then I had
let me get two more. I get it.
You got it.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 12, it says, "Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him." And it says, "But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not the Most High." So, like it says, though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, the Most High is, he's got your number. And, this is our captivity. So, we can't, vengeance is the Lord's. Vengeance is the Lord's, and he's going to bring this devil, out of power. But you got it?
I got this. And if you ain't got nothing else, we can end
I ain't
on
got
this one. Psalms 49 and 11. The inward thought is, the self-proclaimed white man, Esau Edom, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Who's America named after? America Vespucci. What about Africa? Leo Scipio Africanus. I think it's Asiatic. Another Edomite. Their name these lands that don't even belong to them after themselves, because they think that they're going to be in rulership forever. Why? Because the Lord hadn't judged them yet, so they feel like Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is on their side, even though they don't believe in him. And that's just how I love, when brother say that's how cold the Most High is. As you read in I believe it's Job 12 and 16, the deceiver and the deceiver are his. He got this devil in the trick bag. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is the ultimate Jake. You can't out-supplant, the Lord of Lords, the King of Kings. You can't do it. You mere mortals, But this place has to go down, man. This place can't last forever. This place, the earth wasn't meant to be run in wickedness, man. Because all they doing is destroying the land. They destroying the air, the water, the people. It's just all around destruction. But as you read Proverbs 29 and 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. People are mourning. People are oppressed, depressed, suppressed, just pressed in general, as they say on the East Coast. Are you pressed? You tight? Yeah, we tight because shit. It's hell, man. As we read in the scripture, he is as hell. You know, but Lord willing, this was edifying to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's who salvation is for. Acts 4 and 12. You must call upon the names of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh, his name in the Paleo Hebrew means he is, he exists. He is the Ancient of Days. Bahashem is in the name. And then Yahweh Shai is the only begotten Son. It's not Jesus Christ. Because Yahweh Shai's name means he is salvation. He redeems. You got nigga woman talking about, Deuteronomy 28. No, Yahweh Shai names mean he redeems. He's going to buy us back. We've been bought with a price. He had that righteous sacrifice, man. He's salvation. So
like I said, just like the Lord purchased us out of Egypt. We're his. So it is what it is. He's going to purchase us out of the new Egypt. Spiritual Egypt and Babylon. And if you can't get it, then it's not for you. You got our people celebrating this wicked ass holiday, the death and destruction of the so-called Native Americans. But, a ball and shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.